What's up everybody? Welcome back to Golf Simulator videos and Happy New Year. We're here with a great new video with the FlightScope Mevo Plus that now has official support with the Titleist RCT Ball. Now some of you that might be shopping for a golf simulator or launch monitor might not know what the Titleist RCT Ball is, so let's go ahead and touch on that just real quick. So this ball was specifically designed for launch monitors that are radar based for indoor use. What it does is it embeds a metal strip underneath the casing of the ball, kind of in a formation of a Y, that allows these radar units to better see the movement of the ball, and it's specifically going to allow them to read the backspin more accurately. Now this launched initially with the TrackMan unit. I did a lot of testing on that. I actually specifically asked TrackMan, does this give you a better measurement for the spin axis? Well, actually, no, it doesn't. They're not measuring spin axis indoors. They are using a calculation including the impact position of the ball, and that's how they're coming up with the spin axis. I'm assuming it's a similar for FlightScope Mevo Plus, but I'm headed down to the PGA show here in just a few days, and I'll go ahead and pop by the FlightScope booth. That's one of the questions I think I'm going to ask them, and I'll make sure I report back. As always, I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you smash that like button, comment below any questions that you have. Even more importantly, if you've been using the RCT ball since the official support was released, make sure you comment below. Let me know your thoughts, any questions you have, what your results are. I'd love to hear them. And then as always, if you're looking to purchase any golf simulator hardware or software, make sure you shoot me an email. I'll pin it to the top of the comments and put it in the description, helping all kinds of people, whether it be that garage golf build all the way to these full-blown huge commercial facilities that I've been helping people build out. It's been awesome. So make sure you shoot me an email. I greatly appreciate it. It helps support the channel. But let's go ahead and just get started. All right, we're going to start off with a lob wedge. You'll see in the upper right, I've selected the club, and I've also selected that I'm using the RCT ball. You make sure you do that, all right? And then one more thing, I had someone reach out about distance issues with the Mevo Plus. Come to find out, the user was in Minnesota. It happened to be -10 degrees and like windy at that time, and they were using local weather. Didn't realize it. So make sure you set your weather manually, okay? You can do that really easily. And like today, I've just selected 75 degrees, 40% humidity. I have the wind turned off. That way I can just get, a normalized shot data. All right, that's what I want, is this normalized shot data. But make sure you do that. After that, he had no issues and was super happy. But let's go ahead and just start off. Well, we're gonna start off with kind of, short little around the green type shots, whether it be 40 yards or so, and then we'll build up from there. The reason these are important is that you want to make sure you're getting spin. So that was a 30-yard shot. That spin was 43.30. All right, so I'm getting a good amount of spin to where I could get that ball to kind of check up on the green. And obviously RCT is helping the assistance with reading that.
Carry is 34.8
yards. There we go, 35 yards, bumped up the spin a little more, 53.27. Like what I'm seeing so far. As I increase that club head speed, my spin is increasing. Obviously, and that was actually a bad shot.
Yards.
So just didn't make good contact at that, kind of yipped a little low on the face, but good to see that it still picked that up. I did kind of pull that. It's kind of a thin pull on my wedge. Let's get another good one here. There we go.
Carry is 43.7 yards.
There it goes again, increasing. So I really like what I see so far here. I'm getting those good spin numbers, even on a 43-yard shot, getting above 6,000. I know that it's doing a good job reading that spin. And you guys have seen me play a million rounds and everything here in the GSV studio with various launch monitors, so you know my data. You can compare it.
Carry is 57.6
There's almost 60 yards, 73.17. This is really good stuff. The most important spin to pay attention to is probably wedge and driver. Yes, backspin is going to play effect on iron for sure, but probably a little easier for the unit to read. But the faster spinning ball and then the fast ball with lower spin is probably the biggest challenge for the unit to read.
Something went wrong.
If I hit this unit, it might not have been ready yet. And that's my fault if that's the case. Let's go ahead and make sure the unit, there we go, it's red. I might have waggled my club just a little too much there, which I usually don't do.
Carry is 79.3 yards.
Of course, I left the face open. But, a 79-yard shot, now I'm up to 96.15. All right, see if I can close that face down here.
Carry is
There we go,
86.1
86.
yards.
9,000.
Ready.
That was a little high on the face. See if I can get this a little more crisp. Generally, I can get 10 or 11,000 on a really good wedge. I'm sure you guys have seen that before here in the channel.
Carry is
There we go.
89.8 yards.
90-yard shot, 10,863. I mean, that is like pretty much the full 58 that I usually hit. Can I squeeze 100 out of a 58? Sure, I can. But I'm more comfortable hitting a 90, 95-yard shot max. Then I step up to my 54. Let's hit one more. See if we can get maybe above 11,000. That was a pretty good shot, though.
Carry is 94.8 yards.
Not too bad. I got the distance. Didn't quite get the spin because it wasn't a great strike on the face. But you can see I squeezed 95 out of it. Kind of pulled it a little bit to do it, but squeezed some more distance out of it, and I'm getting good spin. So I really like what I'm seeing so far. You know, maybe we could try one short shot. Now here's something to pay attention to. This is full swing mode, not the chipping mode, which it has. And if you guys haven't done a deep dive in FS Golf, I've done some reviews of it. Maybe we'll do a full overhaul again since there's been so many updates. You know, they have the putting now and the chipping. So that's all stuff that you need to utilize inside the software. But let's just try to maybe 20 yards, let's say.
Carry is 22.5
There you go, 22 yards. And I'm still picking up 42.37. And you can see I called that shot out. I mean, I'm pretty good on those 20-yard shots. Sure enough, 22 yards. So really, really good results for what I'm seeing so far. All right. So I'm going to grab an 8-iron, and I am going to select it. Not only do you want to select this for your tracking, because you're going to get all this data that you can put in the cloud. I actually hit 7 on accident. But also they recommend that you select either wedge, iron, or driver. I've obviously mentioned that many times, you know, in the past, but you can see my 879 elevation up there, 75 degrees and 40%. And then that wind, I have the effect turned off. It says 6 miles per hour, but I have the effect turned off in the settings. Which that might be some feedback to give them. If you select wind to not have an effect, it should probably just gray that out or X that out.
Carry is 154.2 yards.
All right, that's kind of my stock 8-iron. That's the exact ball flight and everything. Exact carry distance. Generally, I'm above 6,000. If I really crisp it, kind of a little low on the face, I can get 7,000 out of an 8-iron. I'm not a high spinner of the irons. I'm assuming it's my attack angle, whatever it may be. You know, something that I probably could focus on, but I kind of like my mid to low spin on my irons. So that was just a perfect stock 8-iron with some great results. Definitely
Carry is 152.5 yards.
It's okay though. Look, it was lower on the face, real crisp shot, and sure enough, I got higher spin out of it. So that's like my max spin, I'd say, usually when I get it just above 7,000. All right, see if I can close that face back down. Generally hitting little draws. I'd love to fade the ball every time, but it's just not something I'm consistent with.
Carry is 145.6
not the best strike.
yards.
A little towards the toe, I want to say, is where that was. A little open face toe shot. Really good results. So that's, I would have had that down in the 140s. It had it at 145. Just not getting all of the ball. Hit
Carry
that
is
really well. That's like
yards.
all of an 8-iron for me.
Ready.
158. About 160 is where you'll see me squeeze an 8-iron. Can I get it above 160? Yeah, but taking as much time off as I have on the holidays, that's about all of it for me right now on an 8-iron. Really solid, consistent results. You'll notice no numbers in italics. If they were, that would mean they were estimated. It didn't actually get a chance to measure that backspin, and read that backspin. All right, on to driver. This is probably going to be the most challenging club because, I took some time off there. It's funny. I only took, I don't know, a little over a week or something off of really playing. And it's just amazing how you have to get back in the groove. And this is a club that Generally takes me a little bit of work to get back in the groove. I hit a few before getting started here, and they were going okay. So everyone knows my driver. Let's talk about it really quick so we can kind of call this out if I'm hitting it well. Ball speed now is in the 160s. Club speed, 110, 112, you know, something like that. Carry distance, anywhere from like 270 to 280, I want to say. And then spin, that's where I can get my distance. And I know that the FlightScope algorithm is a little different than some other launch monitors. Some launch monitors you can get some spin boost is what I call it. You know, so if you're like 2,000 and below, you'll see a little higher carry number, where FlightScope tends not to boost that. And it just depends. I mean, every algorithm is different. I think they're all going to be close. It's not like you're talking massive difference, but yes, low spin numbers tend to be a little bit boosted on some launch monitors, and then a little bit softer on FlightScope. There's not like that happy medium from what I found.
Carry is 275.3
All right, I definitely
yards.
left the face open
Ready.
on that, but notice the 23.35 spin. That's so important. I carried it 275, all right? I mean, that was spot on for where I usually am in driver. Ball speed, 164. I mean, this is really, really good. I only hit a couple driver just trying to get warmed up, and those were the results I was seeing. I'm going to hit another one here for you guys. Definitely left the face open on that. Face to path was open for sure.
Carry
Wow.
is 272.7
I can't hit it any better.
yards. Ready.
I mean, you can see that it was a little towards the toe from what it felt like, so it had a little bit more of a draw on it, but I'm getting that low 2000 spin. Both of those were like a little lower on the face, and you can tell my launch is only 14 versus sometimes I get a little bit higher towards 15, and then I would be getting even lower spin because I did get it to read like 1950 one time. We'll try it one more time. But that's, I mean, two perfect examples. Two perfect examples.
Carry
No, I
is
just kind of
256.3
missed that.
yards.
That was really low
Ready.
on the face. Look at the spin jump up when you hit it really low. So ball speed only, I mean, my club speed, I swung hard, but just low on the face. Now that I'm glad that I actually did that, so you guys can see that even with a pretty fast ball speed, a fast club speed, all right, no, I'm not the fastest. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are swinging 120 or above, but for your average golfer, I think that you're going to find that people are probably, you know, not much above this. You know, a lot of people anywhere from like 105 to 112 or something like that if you're a pretty good golfer. And it's reading these great. I mean, that was a low face, all right, high spinning ball. It picked up on it right away and read it well. So I really like what I see here, guys. You've watched a lot of my FlightScope Mevo Plus videos. My unit is 7 feet behind the ball with like just a few inches over 10 feet ball to screen. And I find that that's where a lot of people are falling, that they need to be 7 feet from you know, ball to unit. Some people can get 8, but 7 feet's the minimum that they have in the settings. And we have it working great. 12.1 is where it showed on the angle, the tilt, and I have the roll almost perfect. I think it was 0.1. But I mean, RCT ball, I really like the results. I really do. We didn't get one number in italics ever since I warmed up to now. Data is showing really good. Hey, if you guys are looking to purchase a FlightScope Mevo Plus, make sure you shoot me an email, all right? And make sure you're getting the lowest price, best information. I'm excited. I'm really excited to what, you know, FlightScope has coming with this unit. I'll be going down to the PGA show and talking to these guys. They've always been just a great group of people. Awesome support, you know, so we'll make sure we get some information, snag some videos while we're down there, and see what FlightScope has coming here in the future. As always, thanks for watching, guys. Stay tuned. There'll be a lot more coming soon.